get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no off. You better call back up. Don't really need down to finish. I don't play, get down and get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm lit it. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Made it, kill it, and did it again. But the intent, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it. I know you sad about it. I know you sad about it.
Something we've only seen less than a handful of times since this franchise was born back in the 90s, and that's Jacksonville hosting in the playoffs as we welcome you to TIAA Bank Field. Straight ahead, it's a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl, and it'll be a great one between the Denver Broncos and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The winner of this one will represent the AFC in Super Bowl 54. And away we go on EA Sports. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Ready to break. 53's mine. Check. 53's mine. Okay, double up, double up, double up, double up. Clear. Now.
First carry for Raquel Armstead. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
Back to you. Let's go, let's go. Go. Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Watch QB drop. Ready, ready.
Now Minshew on first and 10. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly second and long.
53's mine. Check. 53's mine. Hey, orbit. 53's the mic. 53's the mic. Let's go, defense.
On second down, Minshew. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
It's now third down and long.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is third and long.
Watch the screen. Let's go, let's go. And two.
So third and long, here's Minshew. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Derek Wolfe with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
You better be afraid of me. You better be afraid of me.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Flacco on the give to Lindsay. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
Wait, like it is. Don't let him breathe. Don't let him breathe. Play outside deep. Don't let him breathe, defense.
They'll try and run for it with Lindsay. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
Like it is. You gonna see me in your nightmares, son.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsay. Fancy footwork at midfield. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. From just shy of midfield, Flacco, he finds Riddick, complete. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Looking for 2 yards here on 3rd down. Flacco. And he finds Hamilton. That's complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 36. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
On 2nd and 11 now. Flacco. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. In the pocket, chucked it away. Flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are in the field. Have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
3rd and long for Joe Flacco. That one into the hands of Hamilton. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a 1st down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup. Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. Not the touchdown they wanted, but hey, you're on the road in the playoffs. They did get 3 on the board.
Yeah, it's a good opening drive, so you feel good about it yourself. You get to the sidelines. The defense feels good about you helping them right out of the gate. The team, yeah, they feel pretty good about coming in the playoffs and getting points on the board right away.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
On 2nd down, Armstead. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Rush coming, and And he's taken down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. On second down now, it's Lindsey, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on third down. Here's Flacco off the play fake to Lindsey. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Yannick Ngakoue able to get him down for a loss of 11. And it brings up fourth down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. On fourth down, on is Colby Wadman now to punt. Back deep for the Jags, D.D. Westbrook. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Okay, just like that. Just like that.
Check 13. 5.
On a jet sweep, here's Westbrook. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Down. 15, Lonnie. 15, Lonnie. Protein, spell. Hey, team 6. Team 6.
Minshew throwing on third down. He finds his running back, Hyde. He felt the pressure coming there. That was a good job of just making something out of nothing, so to speak.
Yeah, took the hit and still made the play. You know, when we talk about runners, all right, and on running plays, runs after contact, we call that getting dirty yards, tough, gritty ones. To me, that's like the version of a dirty pass. He knows he's going to get smacked, yet still delivers the football and picks up good yardage.
Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
Like it.
Check with the stick. You.
Here's Riddick. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
They fake the handoff. Now Flacco to pass. This is the tight end Fant. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on third down. Riddick with a carry. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This from 54 yards away. And McManus able to put it through. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it? Find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Let's go, let's go.
Now Minshew. Flushed out right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. He'll get that to DeValve, the tight end. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, like hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Let's go, do it.
First and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Now, they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offensive coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe someday press it a little bit. This might be the case.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
An 8-yard pickup. And the Broncos 1st down.
AFC title game, 2nd quarter action, 2 minutes to play. And a reminder, folks, as we've done all year, we'll send you to Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report coming up shortly. The coach with us, as always, as he will start to look ahead to Super Bowl 53. And an alley to run. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Denver has the 1st down, to play going for 15 yards. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
On 1st down, Flacco. Screen pass to Lindsey. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Broncos with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. This is Freeman. Freeman a first down and more. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. From 17 yards out. And the Broncos push further out in front.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweat.
Touchdown, Jaguars! Laquell Armstead, 77 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And you're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Flacco. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
The Broncos on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. On the ground, it's Reddick. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. This is taken at the 18. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Throwing on first down is Minshew. And that ball is caught by DJ Chark for the Jags touchdown. DJ Chark, as the first half is winding down, as his these guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Extra point tacked on by Lambo. And that will give them the lead here as we get on towards halftime. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now Flacco. He's going to look deep down the field. And it's knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for Tim Patrick that time. And that'll make it 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we are halfway home to figuring out who will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report. One more half to decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt Trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Now it's Freeman. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Back to the ground. This time it's high. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Going with Armstead, a 1st down carry. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Jags picking up the 1st down there, a gain of 12.
Now, this is an example of breaking down in defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory. Down at the 33. Looking to throw it. Minshew eluding the pressure right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
53, get it.
On 2nd and 10, it's Minshew. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Bradley Chubb picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Mike, 53. 53, Mike.
Here's Minshew. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 19.
30 base. Hey, exit.
Hey, watch the move. 53's the Mike.
Ready?
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And that ball is caught by DJ Chark for the Jags touchdown. DJ Chark, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the lead is up to 8. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now Riddick. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Switch it. Come here, switch it.
Roger, 5-0.
47's the Mike, boys.
General West.
Check, 47. On the ball.
Operating out of the gun, Flacco. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
Up there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. They'll run it now out of the gun. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Here's Flacco. And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
A Hall of Fame coach once said, there are no medals for trying. And that wasn't a trying effort, was it? That was a winning effort. How about that great catch?
Excellent. They know, hey, you lose this game, you get a ding or 2. You got 7 months to heal. They're going to go all out. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3-and-out.
Freeman again, a first down carry. And this time they're able to bottle him up as they'll stop him at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Jaguars 22.
Back now in Jacksonville. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Flacco. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Calais Campbell in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now after the sack, Flacco and the Broncos come up 3rd and long. Now it's Flacco. He's got his big tight end, Fant. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
The kick by McManus is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
Beginning the drive here with Armstead. He finds an opening past the 40, and he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. A Jacksonville 1st down on a pickup of 17.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Recon, 132, Fox, go.
Throwing on 2nd down now, Minshew. They'll roll him out right. This one complete to the tight end, O'Shaughnessy. Tally, that is catch number 1 for him in this AFC Championship. It's a 1st down. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this 4th quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
Now Armstead. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a 1st down as well. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
11 yards there for Jacksonville and a 1st down as well.
53, check 53. Get that quarterback in
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's got his tight end, O'Shaughnessy. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
80 weapon.
Minshew sets to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. The kick by Lambeau is good, and that'll push the lead up to 8. But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
The Broncos on third down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Josh Allen in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Partner, you absolutely cannot take a sack in that situation. Now, it's also 4th down.
The Broncos send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand. I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now high. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches. And now here's a sneak, maybe looking to run a little time. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And they will take a knee here. And the crowd on its feet, and understandably so. They are Super Bowl bound after taking that knee.
How about the ability to celebrate not just winning a championship, but to do it with your fans on your home field? What a great collaboration for them all year long.
And the AFC champion has been crowned onto the Super Bowl. There cannot be a better feeling than this.
It's almost indescribable. And when we talk to players from the past, a lot of them mention getting to the Super Bowl, winning a conference championship, even before they talk about the Super Bowl itself. All that hard work to get to your goal, incredible.
And that does it for the conference championship. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And for our entire crew, we'll see you 2 weeks at the Super Bowl. This is the NFL on EA Sports.